Hello, Wyatt. Welcome in. You're always the first one in here, which is honestly impressive. But yes, welcome in. Severe thunderstorm warning today. Wow. At least it's just a thunderstorm, not something, more serious. But besides, excuse me. Besides all that, how's your day going so far? Let me just clean up some of my workstation here. Literally took a U-turn and is maybe going to hit us again. Oh, damn. That's good to hear. Now where did I put my keys again? I always misplace my keys. Alright, here we are. Quartz big. Oh, these aren't quartz. These are, mechanical. Oh yeah, also the old test center case is kind of being used right now. I did this on a call with a friend of mine here. A couple of my clocks I've started using for parts. I don't know who else is joining in, but one of the unfortunate members of the collection decided to explode out of nowhere, and I had to use it for, I'm having to use it for parts because I just need the parts, and unfortunately it's the Mauta tambour. This spring, this strike spring and the time spring as well. 2 springs exploded. Well, not exploded, but 2 springs slipped. One due to ratchet failure, which was the one that I was hoping wouldn't go again, and then the time spring, I think the spring itself broke. So I'm disassembled the entire movement because I just need the parts now. I disassembled another clock which was in really rough shape because I also needed the parts. So yeah, I don't know if Justin's in here, but I know probably he's going to be a little sad because I know how much he liked that tambour, but unfortunately that's kind of no longer with us. I'm going to keep the case regardless, but yeah, it's, yeah. But yeah, the old Tessiner case is now being reused, and they're not quartz clocks. These are not quartz. These are mechanical. They use a spring, not battery. But yeah, as we flip the old Tessiner case around and open it, yeah, it is still a Mauta. I've just swapped it with a Mauta Bim Bam. Not this Mauta Bim Bam, that one's I like, but it's technically still a Mauta, but it's no longer a Tessiner, this old Tessiner case. And I've used the dial off of it. And some new hands. This is where you start to see that really severe water damage to the case, hence why I rehoused the original Tessiner movement into a new case right over there. But I decided I'm going to reuse the case. Welcome back, Arnie. You just woke up? That's crazy. 8 p.m. That's pretty late. But yeah, welcome in. Oh, hold up. Hello from Jack, the clock connoisseur, and Braden Spriggs. Hello, Jack. Do the chimes ever wake you? No, they don't. Yeah, what Wyatt said, the chimes kind of, instead of waking me up, they kind of just help. It's same with the ticking, even though there's a lot of ticking. I just find it a bit relaxing. No, yeah, yeah, I'm not offended or anything. Ooh. Oh, a Kit Kat clock. Those are actually quite desirable. I like those little things. They're kind of neat. Only it is those. Atomic Kit Kat clocks. That would be interesting. I always have these little plans I always have these ideas in my head. One of the ideas was to take one of those Kit Kat clocks and turn them mechanical. Like have like a little more weight driven or something like that. Like a bim bam striking or something like that. It would have to be bim bam because those things are pretty small. Well, you probably could fit a Hermley 340020 or something in there. Just make something neat out of a mechanical Kit Kat clock with like a strike and everything. Oh, right. Right, I forgot about that. So there are mechanical stuff. That's neat. Looks like I'll have to find. They're probably quite hard to find. Probably not impossible to find. mod set in this Bim Bam. Is Apple Watch of 1800? What? What? I have no idea what you just said. Now this thing won't have a single high-pitched Bim Bam anymore. Alright, I'll take a look at it after the stream. I find it kind of sad that people find clocks scary in general. All this FNAF bullcrap scaring all the kids about grandfather clocks. Try and remember to post it when I end the stream. I'll try and remember. Well, hopefully I'll remember. Well, if you're still in the stream by the time I end it, I'll be sure to remind me. Because most likely I'll forget. I probably won't. Oh, okay. Hello, Jordan. Welcome in. And with horror in general, with music boxes, there can be some times where music boxes can be spooky sounding, but it's kind of not at the same time. It's like spooky yet not at the same. It's like scarily or not scarily. It's beautifully spooky. That's the best I can describe some music boxes. But I mean, let's be for real. If you were exploring an abandoned house and you just hear in the background this music box, you'd be pretty spooked. Same with like it would be the same with a clock, because it would be very, it would catch you so off guard, because like the house is all abandoned, like nothing should be running in the house, but there's somehow like a music box playing. I would be, that would be the time I would be like scared of a clock or a music box, is if I just hear it when nobody else should be around or something like that. How am I doing? I'm doing good. I'm actually just putting yet another rod set into this Hermley here that I restained a little while ago. Because over time, I'm going to be putting deeper rods into this thing. And this is coming to a point where the rods are kind of struggling to fit into the case because they're getting pretty long. But I could still... Oh yes, I could still fit much deeper rods in here if I wanted to. The clock was watching him. Had me sleep in my room yesterday because the clock was scanning him. Bruh. Nah, you should have been like, nah, you're still sleeping out there. Good luck. And just shut the door. Just... Ooh. That sounds pretty bad. That doesn't sound very nice. Though to be fair, this a Wagner bass, it might be just a copy, but this is it is a Hermley chime block. The rods aren't Hermley, but yeah. Dolls are a different story. Dolls freak me out. I don't care how brand new they are, they're creepy to me. I don't like dolls. Those things scare me. I don't like the looks of them. I don't like the... Yeah, I just don't like dolls. Dolls honestly freak me out. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's another thing. A lot of German bases just look the same. Similar designs, similar everything. Barrel organs. Yeah, organs sometimes can be a little spooky sounding. Yep. Phonographs are machines. Let's see how this sounds now. Ooh. Alright, see you later, Jack. These rods sound like they're kind of dead. That'll do, I guess. Oh yeah, also Jordan, I don't think no, you probably weren't here earlier, but I have decided to reuse the old Tessner's case for a little project here. You can really see that water damage, hence why I've rehoused that old Tessner movement into a new case, but this is all this is water damage. This, you can see the veneers peeling off here. That's all water damage too. This is all water damage here. You can probably see why I definitely rehoused that old Tessiner movement into that new case right there. But I've turned a couple of my clocks in my collection I've been using for parts these days because I just don't have the room for them, and either that or there's something that I was trying to sell but they ended up not. So I've converted this old Tessiner case into a Bim Bam. And no, it's not from this Mauta there, it's my other one that was also in really rough shape. And I don't know if Justin's in here, but probably not. The another clock of mine that I've unfortunately been using for parts these couple days. Actually, I don't think it was the couple days. It was 2 days ago. And that being the Mauta tambour. The time spring and the strike spring decided to let go. The strike spring has been a little finicky due to its ratchet system, and that the strike spring has been faulty with me for a little bit, but I did manage to fix it, but then that thing decided to go. And the time side, I'm pretty sure the spring itself snapped inside, so that renders the whole movement pretty much useless. So I've been using that one for parts. I am, of course, going to keep the case because I do really love the case on it so much. Just, yeah, the movement in it just completely decided to disintegrate pretty much. But, anywho, I converted the old Tessiner case into a Bim Bam. It's still a Mauta movement inside of it, but yeah, I think it looks okay. The dial I'm probably gonna swap at some point. Maybe I'll let you hear the Bim Bam on this. But you can see how much water damage is on this case when we pan over to my other Tessiner, which is in really, really good shape. You can see how much water just does to what water does to wood. Yeah. But I might try and fix the case. I'm probably not going to be able to fix these chips, but I could probably fix these cracks. And yeah, you can see how much fade. Well, actually the top has been pretty good. You caught the stream at a bad time. Oh, did you just come in when I was showing you what happened to the Mauta tambour? If so, yeah, the movement fucked itself pretty much. Yeah. It does happen, unfortunately. It does unfortunately happen. But, yeah. Well, I think I might cut the stream short here because I don't really know what else to talk about. Not really sure what to talk about. Other than I'm most likely getting another grandfather clock, an actual grandfather clock. Oh. No, I don't think I did see that. Hold up. Oh, okay, hold up. I'm one lucky person, the same guy that is sending me an unidentified Hershey is sending me an General Electric, excuse me, Model 370 Dorchester that was only made from 37 to 40. Oh, wow. Yeah, I did not see that, unfortunately. Yes, I will make the post. Well, I'm probably gonna cut the stream short. I'm not 100% sure, as I don't really know what else to talk about. Other than, I guess, talk about the second Tessiner I've stumbled across. Because it's a late Tessiner. This is probably from 40 to 41. Not really sure when Mauta stopped producing these melody chiming clocks here, but you can see how much this case is held up. Really nice condition. Spin it around carefully. One thing you will notice about the case is that the door is a lot fatter and better construction here. And I think they ran out of material because the door is two separate pieces of wood. As you open it here. The one thing that makes it, I believe, a later one is this steel plated plate right here. I'm not sure why they decided to go for a steel plate, but I reluctantly found another one on Knock forums, and that they also had this steel plate on there. It's also got this weird block of wood that clamps the rods in place, which would have been there since it was brand new. I'm pretty sure these probably would have meant to have been removed, but same tuning as my other Tessiner, which is an earlier one, because it does not have this weird steel plate on it. it's in, even the movement's actually in really nice shape too. Though I am concerned about this leaf spring here, as there is a little buckle bend in the up here. Don't know if you can see that really well. Let me see if I can zoom in. Yeah, there. Well, I'm pretty sure that's intentional, but it does concern me just a tiny bit. But I'm not really sure why. I've seen other Mautas, actually that Mauta tambour movement before it blew up, it also had one of these steel plates on there too. So I'm not really sure why they did it. I'm guessing it was, hold on, if I had to guess, it was serve on brass since, oh, that's true. That could have been done, yeah. Now it does make me wonder if Mauta ever made full-on steel-plated movements. Because I know companies did. I know Kienzle did, as my friend Hunter, aka Clocks07, his new clock he got, the Girod, aka Geo. It's a steel-plated Kienzle movement, just of course re-stamped as Girod because of the war. So it does make me wonder if there are full-on steel-plated Mauta movements. I wouldn't be surprised if they did. They did a lot of stuff. Time mainspring is so gummed up to the time train, it will stop running. Oh dear. Sounds like you gotta clean that. It does actually make me wonder, did Mauta make steel-plated movements? I don't even think they did. I think they were a little too high-end for that, because they were a very high-quality company. And yeah, I forgot, these Mautas also have this silencer lever, it's vaguely similar to Permley. I always keep it hidden because I don't like the big bar there. Actually, I'm just going to fully hide it. Oh yeah, we both, actually, that's funny. Both are, this Mauta here, its time mainspring was shot because the click spring actually failed. It came the way it did when I got this clock, this Tessiner here. In the past, I believe that click spring on the time side snapped. It actually snapped clean off the part where it screws into place. So both our Mautas have had time mainspring issues. So I find that hilarious. Let me try to lower my camera here. Oh dear, that's not working. There we go. You let the mainspring down. A little nervous. It could have went. Well, of course, I don't have a mainspring let down tool, so I don't know what it's like to let down the mainspring. But if I were to guess, it's a little nerve-wracking, which I can understand, because you're essentially playing with force, that's pretty much. Because I don't know mathematically how many pounds of pressure mainsprings in these clocks have, but I would guess it's quite a lot, because it's a lot of force too. When they, if it's enough force in the spring that sometimes it can actually twist and bend the gears or even snap the gears, it's probably a lot of pressure. It's probably randomized, because I know Ansonia, they had fairly weak springs because they wanted their springs to be not as powerful so that their movements can last longer with not as much wear. If I were to guess, I mean, actually, it's enough pressure that it can dislocate or break or snap, or not snap. It's enough to dislocate fingers or even break your wrist. That's the other Tessner. Because I've known people who have broken their fingers, or I don't know anybody who have broken their wrists, but I know there's enough force that it could. So I'm gonna guess with these springs, I'm gonna say 50 pounds of pressure. I don't know. Overpowered mainsprings, yeah. That little, actually I still have the case. I don't even know why I honestly kept it. But, that tiny little mantle clock I have where I chuck the movement out, this thing, I still have this. That tiny little movement inside of it has a lot of pounds of pressure. I actually still have the hands inside it. That's funny. Yeah, those tiny little movements that don't even have a damn, what was the name? Suspension spring. They instead use gravity and the spring as its suspension spring, and they purposefully, with that specific movement, have overpowered mainsprings to keep the pendulums going. It's probably a war thing, but I'm not 100% sure. But it had such a, that little movement had such a overpowered spring that the clock didn't even run. Like, it ran for a little bit, and when those movements go, they just go. You cannot fix them. You can find knock forums on those movements, and people say they're just an absolute pain to work on, even though they're so tiny. They're tiny gears, but such a huge spring that it overloads it, essentially. Basically, like, if you take a balance wheel movement and you push on one of the gears to make the balance staff go faster, but put enough force that it actually, you can very audibly hear the tick, like essentially overloading the balance wheel. It's essentially like that, but pendulum form. It's why they have such a large sway to them sometimes. But yeah. They're not, those little things are, yeah, overloading a movement with spring pressure is honestly ridiculous. The Seth Thomas 113 is famous when a mainspring breaks, gear teeth usually go with it. Oh shit, so those springs are huge. It's probably the same with my FFR quad chimer. The spring barrel is missing 6 teeth, but thankfully the gears above it have reluctantly survived just fine. Like, there's no snaps or bows in the gears at all. However, with everyone pretty much knows the Brentwood incident when my Brentwood 31-day wall clock, the spring exploded. Pretty much quite literally. You can see there's the break in the spring there. But in fact, it broke so incredibly. You can see the plate there. It buckled in. It buckled into itself. It's... Well, what happened... Here, let me explain what happened with this spring. I got lucky. I actually got lucky. Because when the spring eventually exploded, I wound it, and it broke halfway, roughly halfway through the spring. And it stayed that way for at least an hour before the other half of the spring cracked and snapped under the pressure. So I did get lucky with that one. But you can just see that plate there is just absolutely buckled in on itself under the pressure. It amazes me. I don't even know why I still keep it. I guess it's just for that reason. Yeah, oh shit. That's all I have to pretty much say about it. This Tessner back. Anywho, oh, wait. I saw this one comment of Vista here and I didn't read it. Oh yeah, here. Now I have 50 clocks. Not 50. Wait, when was the... You said the last time you were here you had something like 40 or something like that? I forget. Anywho, I think here is now a pretty good point where I can end the stream here because I don't really have anything else to talk about. So, yeah, I think I'm going to end it here. Wait. Nope, I can continue the stream longer. Do you have a favorite revere? Excuse me. I don't know. This is probably an unpopular opinion, but I'm not much of I think it said Hershey. I'm not much of a Hershey person. I don't know why. I just don't particularly like the overall look on their clocks. They don't appeal to me. Though I've never owned one, so I can't say for sure. And I listen to the videos of them chiming on the internet. They don't sound very you know, top of the line. Although this is just Hershey, I'm saying that Revere's the same company. Just electric versions of Hershey. But I don't really have a favorite. I'm not a huge fan of their design choices with some of those clocks. The only one that honestly appeals as of right now, actually no, never mind. I don't have a favorite. Oh, actually no, sorry, I do. The only one that honestly appeals to me is the infamous R430. But even then, I don't know, I think it's just the dials to me. I don't particularly like the dials, like the designs of them. They look like they're trying to make it fancy looking, but they kind of fail and instead kind of looks a little off. That's, yeah. I don't know, when companies try to go over the top with like detail or something, it just doesn't work. Kind of like a Gazo, just over the top. That's just me though. I don't have, in the end, I don't have a favorite, I guess. Yeah, the R430 is nice. Just then again, the dial just kind of throws it off a bit. I don't know. I think that's the only one I can say I like, is the 430. Then again, I haven't seen all their designs, so I can't say for sure, but as of right now, I don't have a favorite. Wait. Hello, I used to be known as Celine. Oh, hello. Many moons ago, any new developments in the clock collecting community? It's been a while. I think the last time I spoke, actually, I think the last time I spoke to you was during all that drama stuff. How did you move from top 5 to top 2? Probably because the previous top 2 person hardly commented at all, which is usually what happens. So the next person who comments gets booted to the top. It's usually the people who talk the most. Oops. They were indeed top 2. Jordan's catching up quickly. But as for the new developments, I don't know how long you have, I don't know how long it's been since you last saw my channel. I actually don't know how many, or sorry, I keep, my god. I'll just say Sky. Sky, I don't know when the last time you were on my channel, but I'm gonna... Oh, mid-2025, yeah, it's been quite a bit. Quite a bit has been added to the collection since mid-2025. So I guess I'll show you what I got, since I got this late Empire. I got this 1860s Winterhalter and Hofmeier cottage clock. I got this early 1880s Ingram. I got this Mauta Bim Bam here. I got another Tessiner in my collection. A second Tessiner has hit the collection. That was a dark joke. I got... What else did I get? I got this HAC, it's technically a Celebrate. I got this 1950s Solar. I don't think you saw this one, but this is a Giraud mantle clock. I got this FFR quad chiming wall clock here. I also got this FFR time only wall clock here. I got this little Solar, which is nicknamed Nugget, which is kind of like the mascot at this point of this channel. I got this Mauta British Market grandmother clock here, spring driven. And then I got this, I don't think you can see this very well, this 1908 Junghans model Chester grandmother clock. And oh yeah, I rehoused the old Tessiner, which used to sit in this case right there. I rehoused it into this new case. Oh yeah. I also got this Solar wag on the wall here. I also got this oversized Mauta here. I don't know if you were here when I got this New Haven here, which is Bauhaus Art Deco. That's about it, actually. I don't exactly know what I had in mid-2025, so I'm just making a rough guess. But yeah, quite a bit has been added into the collection. Oh yeah, one last thing. I also got that little Smith's Enfield right there, which is now sitting beside my desk fan. Oh yeah, and oh yeah, forgot one more. And that Forestville up there, which I converted from Westminster to a Klaus de Jutta mantle clock, which is kind of funny. Oh yeah, I don't think you were here when I got that, but that's a HAC Celebrate dual chime bracket clock as well. I don't actually think you were here when I got that behind the Solar here. But if not, then this is a 1937 Mauta dual chime mantle clock, which is probably one of the rarest things in my collection. I'm not sure just yet. But it's certainly up there. That's about it. Been doing pretty well. Yeah, that's a rough catch up on what I got. Yeah, that's the drama was mostly caused by me. Mostly, I would say probably 85 to 90% of that drama from 2025 was me. I've done a lot this past week to try to make amends, and I've done quite a few. Actually, I've done 2 community posts explaining my anger issues. Even, I don't know if you were still in the Clock TV server a week ago, but if so, I did do a lot of comments on the general chat on my alt account, because my main account is gone. But I forgot that with my alt account, I joined the Clock TV server. There's of course still problems in the Clock community. One of the main things that honestly kind of ticked my anger issues was just the amount of judgment. Like, if someone who's kind of like new to collecting is like, I just got this clock, and it's like, let's say, I don't know, a Chinese 555 mantle clock or something like that, and someone in the chat goes like, that thing's a piece of shit, that thing's cheap, it's gonna explode on you, or something like that. I'm just like, fucking hell, just please, just let the kid collect. I don't like the judgment. That's the one main reason I kind of get a bit upset, is just the amount of judgment. Like, it's almost like the Clock community has kind of become more of like a car guy's community, where somebody arrives in like a souped up car and it's like, that thing looks like ass. It needs to have camber, it needs to have its suspension slammed to the ground or something like that. I don't know. That's one of the main reasons, but it's also because I probably shouldn't be like chiming in, pun intended, into like little arguments like that, and then that causes drama. Yeah. That's just one of the main reasons I'm not gonna explain some of the stuff that I've said or done to some people in the community, but I've done some not so great stuff. That's all I'm gonna say. But that's all been dealt with, and you know, it's worked things out. I'm still working things out with some people. As of right now, I'm trying to get in contact with Cassun, aka Cassidy, who used to be a friend of mine, although not a big friend, but like still a friend. And they blocked me because of all that drama stuff. So I'm trying to work things out, because yeah. I do have a post that you can read where I just explain my general anger. The one main reason, and it does mention in the post, the one thing is pressure. Like, if I ever feel cornered or pressured, the main cause is anger issues, anxiety, I do have pretty bad anxiety and also pretty bad ADHD, which is not a great combination to have, because I can get so confused or zone out or something, and if someone's like, hey, you're not listening, I just feel cornered and pressured, and that just immediately just triggers everything at once. Or if somebody interrupts mid-talking, I'm just like, oh my god, I can feel the anger coming in from that. But yeah, that's, or stuff falling on the floor, like if I knock a spoon off the counter or something out of clumsiness, and it falls to the floor, and I'm just like, for fuck's sake. I don't know. I've met a couple people that relate, which is why I'm kind of making amends now, because I realize, hey, I'm not fully the problem, and I'm not alone with this anger issues. And one of the main people that kind of made me feel comforted about that was Clox07, because he has the same thing I do, just not as severe as mine, so I just felt relieved from that, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not the only one. I don't feel crazy anymore. And then I met a couple other people later on. I'm like, oh my god, okay. Then I realized, okay, I'm also the problem at the same time. Because it turns out it's not as uncommon as I thought. So, yeah. Damn, yeah. Excuse me. Collector communities are very elitist. I hope I'm saying that right. In general. Yeah, I think so. I know a couple people, I'm not going to mention names, of course, but a couple people that I know did not help when I felt a little upset about stuff. Again, this has to kind of do with the judgment. Is I feel like when people own all these fancy companies like Odo, Vidette, they sort of feel, I guess, ego-y, because they're like, oh my gosh, I have all this good shit. I feel like the top. I feel, like you said, elitist. I feel elite that I have all this stuff. And then somebody buys something that's on the lower end spectrum, like take for instance an East German clock, which I have a couple of. They're like, oh my gosh, that thing's a pile of dog shit. It just, I don't understand why people can have that mindset. I have a lot of nice stuff. Like I have 2 FFRs, which are hella rare. I have 2 Tessiners, which are also fairly uncommon. And I have other good stuff, but I don't have that mindset, because I don't understand what the point of it is. It's like, it's kind of like, if you, I guess this is a good way of pointing it, spoiled. When you get spoiled, you become kind of this entitled, or no, I wouldn't say entitled, but I think you can understand what I'm trying to reference. When people get spoiled, they kind of go into that mindset where they think they're better, which I never understood. I've never understood that mindset. And me being the quite perceptive person, I can see that in some people in the community. Again, I'm not going to mention names or anything, but because honestly, it's none of people's business who has that mindset and everything, because it's not the point. But I don't get it. Imagine if someone focuses exclusively on 31 days clocks just for the hell of it. The decor of those are quite unusual. The Korean clocks, even though they are cheap, they do have a very distinctive look. They're like ugly, but you like them at the same time. Some of the Asian designs do fascinate me, for instance, this one's from China. This is a white mountain. It's dirt cheap, but they went out of their way to have a reverse hand painting on it. Like, that is actually hand painted, and that's from the factory. because you can see the individual marks of the paint. It could very well be stamp paint, but it's still a painting that's reversed onto the glass. So you see on the other side, it's not as nice looking, but I think it is hand painted because you can see here the marks of the brush strokes. And I've seen a couple other designs of this, and I've never found another one that has that specific drawing on it, so I believe they are indeed hand painted. So it does fascinate me because the case is like the poorest wood you can ever use, but they went out of their way to put some care into that, which is kind of interesting. I mean, hey, somebody can focus on 31 days if they want to. I mean, that's what they collect. I'm not going to judge them for it, because it's none of my business what people collect. Yeah, hand painted. It is quite unique. My guess is, as they're building the cases, somebody in the back is painting on the glass, and then when they're done painting, those glass panes get mounted into the cases. And even with, and the same thing, I'm going to mention the same thing with that same Chinese clock. The top round glass there is actually bowl shaped, like bubble glass, which you do not see often. You can see it's a huge, it's like a bubble, big glass dome, which White Mountain like to do with some of their stuff, because it's just unique. You look at one of Tommy Wiley's videos, he had a White Mountain wall clock, and it was just the most bizarre design you've ever seen, but you love it. I loved it, because it's so unique. It's cheap, but they've experimented. Same thing with those Russian yantars. They're cheap, but they're unique in that way. Like, 70, I have two Daniel Dakotas. I have a Chinese Daniel Dakota, and I have a Korean Daniel Dakota. But the Korean Daniel Dakota is a little interesting. So I have the Chinese Daniel Dakota right there, and I have that Daniel Dakota right there. But I'm guessing you're talking about this one. This Art Deco design I actually did myself. These are cut steel rods, and these are cut pieces of metal, and I just glued them onto the case. And creating this, essentially an Art Deco box wall clock. And I replaced the pendulum bob with this one, and I replaced the hands with Art Deco hands. And I also replaced the chime rod. The DIY Art Deco. Oh, you're talking about the... You're talking about this one. Well, this one is a 31 day, but it is a time only, which is the reason why I bought this one, because I honestly never knew they even made time only 31 days. But this one's unfortunately not running, as the worn bushing on the back has caught up to it. It does run a little bit. Like, it will still technically run, but only for a short period of time. But yeah, this is a common 1970s design. I find that case design all the time. Mainly usually like the one on the right here, this typical design, but that one found a little bit interesting, I guess. I do like the sunburst design to it, but that's about it. Yeah, I don't know if you're still on Discord or still technically in the clock collecting community, but if so, I can add you to my Discord server, which I do need to post the link to. I've actually still remembered that. Still remember I need to post on my channel. Ah, okay. We're gonna... Oh, okay. See you later, Sky. Thanks for actually stopping by. But yeah, I think actually now is a good time to end the stream because I got some stuff to do. I actually recently got accepted into a Roblox developer team, so I'm gonna need to eventually build some stuff. But yeah, anywho. Thank you all so much for joining, guys. Hope you all have a nice rest of your day, or I don't know what time it is for anybody, but hope you all have a nice rest of your day or night, and we'll see you when we see you next time.